Hey guys, so we need to talk not just about a game, but about a whole community. A massive promise in how it all kinda crumbled. Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is being shut down. And what hurts more, that it didn't have to be like this. Let's rewind for a second. Activision was making a serious bank from Call of Duty Mobile. That instead of building on that success or listening to the existing community, they got ambitious. They wanted to make something bigger, their own baby, so they wouldn't have to share the profits from Call of Duty Mobile to the developing studio it was collaboratively built with. So they built Warzone Mobile with the help of 12 studios across the globe. 12 sounds impressive, right? But here's the thing, you can't build a skyscraper on quicksand. The engine they used just wasn't meant for mobile. It was heavy, demanding, and let's be honest, a technical mismatch. And that decision, that flawed foundation, it doomed the project before it even began. From the beginning, players were pointing it out: issues, bugs, unoptimized gameplay, but the feedback felt like it was going into a void. And the devs just gave us bundles instead of fixing the game. Warzone Mobile wasn't just missing updates, it was missing a heartbeat. And if you've ever poured your time into a game, you know what it feels like when the devs stop showing up. And that loyalty, that fan base, they were there. They defended the game even when others mocked it. But it's hard to keep fighting for something that won't fight for you. So yesterday, the announcement dropped. Warzone Mobile posted an official statement on Twitter. We deeply appreciate your dedication and passion for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Going forward, we will be streamlining the scope of the game. This decision was made after careful consideration of various factors, and while we're proud of the accomplishment in bringing Call of Duty Warzone to mobile in an authentic way, it unfortunately has not met our expectations. With mobile-first players like it has with PC and console audiences. They wanted to cash in on the Warzone hype that was already pre-existing on console and computer, and right now they're just saying they didn't make enough money, so they're just trying to close it down. Following this, as a result, we will no longer be delivering new seasonal content and gameplay updates to the mobile version. Effective immediately, players will no longer be able to purchase Call of Duty points or black sell using real currency in Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Sunday, May 18th, 2025 will be the last day the game can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. And social features across both mobile platforms will be retired. Oh my god. Alright, so if I have to translate this, the most effective thing I can say is they will no longer be giving updates to Warzone Mobile. I mean, they're taking away all of the support, and you guys will have to live with the same old version without any security patches. So all the best with the hacker situation that you all are gonna experience inside of the game. Players who have the game installed before Monday, May 19, 2025 will still have access to the game with continued cross-progression of shared inventories, using existing content and servers with matchmaking for online play. Any unspent COD points can also be redeemed in-game towards available content in the store. Right now, they're not even stopping to say that, we're sorry you had to buy stuff inside of the game. We'll be providing no refunds. None of that. They're just saying if you have more money inside of the game, you can spend it. You're on an iOS device and you want a piece of history on your device, I suggest you go download Warzone Mobile, because this is going to be an antique app inside of your phone. We know that this news may be disappointing, and we truly appreciate the support, passion, feedback, and dedication from our community. But you guys didn't listen to the community. People kept screaming about how the devices are heating up, how the frames are dropping. Instead of fixing them, you just removed their device from the compatibility list. We have special incentives for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile players in Call of Duty Mobile and encourage our players to try it for free. How ironic. The game that was all set, finish or destroy Call of Duty Mobile, is now showcasing Call of Duty Mobile as its successor. And if you guys are wondering what the incentives are, it's just a bunch of free legendaries, mediocre free legendary type skins, and I think that's about it. They're just giving out a free legendary to compensate for the amount of time, energy, and dedication that you've put in Warzone Mobile, which is 100% a bad move. Now, going back to their official statement, they mentioned cross progression and inventory sharing with console and PC, but the way it was worded, confusing at best, vague at worst. What does it even mean for the average mobile gamer who just wanted a good match? So technically now Warzone Mobile is just like an add-on if you play Warzone on PC or console. And let's not forget, no updates means no security patches. You already know what happens next. Hackers. It's only a matter of time before Warzone Mobile turns into a cheater's playground. Now here's where it gets a little spicy. Around the time Warzone was struggling, Delta Force Mobile quietly entered the scene. And this wasn't just another shooter. It was polished, stable, optimized, and I've been playing it on my iPad M1 with no heating issues, no frame drops, and a shockingly good ping. Like, is this even a mobile game? To be honest, I've played Warzone Mobile when it came out on this same iPad, and I streamed it, and my iPad was heating up. I was experiencing very few frame drops, and the ping was diabolical. And Call of Duty Mobile, they noticed. Suddenly, we saw more updates, more engagement, more effort, because competition lit a fire under them. Delta Force didn't kill Warzone Mobile directly, but it might have been the final nail in the coffin, and ironically, it's pushing Call of Duty Mobile to finally treat their players better. Let's talk about something interesting that happened just before Delta Force Mobile's launch. Call of Duty Mobile, out of nowhere, started giving away free mythics and legendaries. These weren't just skins. They were high-tier, desirable, pay-to-win weapons that players usually had to pay for. Why would Call of Duty Mobile suddenly get so generous? Simple. Fear. Delta Force Mobile was making waves, and even though both games are developed under Timmy Studios, they are not the same team. They're competitors under the same roof, and Tencent, the parent company, only cares about profitability. So internally, it's a survival game. Neither Call of Duty Mobile nor Delta Force wants to be the one that Tencent shuts down. That's why Call of Duty Mobile is fighting tooth and nail, giving out freebies, engaging the community just to keep their audience loyal and distracted from trying Delta Force. And honestly, that move said a lot. It showed that Call of Duty Mobile is genuinely afraid of Delta Force. Because when the king starts handing out treasure for free, he's feeling threatened. Now, I know some people are going to say, but both Call of Duty Mobile and Delta Force are from the same parent company, Tencent. And yeah, you're technically right, but internally, they're separate dev teams with separate goals. If one doesn't make money, it's gone. Poof. Corporate doesn't care about your nostalgia, they care about the bottom line. Warzone Mobile wasn't a bad idea. It just wasn't built right. It was rushed, misguided, and maybe a little arrogant. But now it's time for us gamers to speak up, to ask, what should a good mobile shooter look like? Should devs listen more? Do we deserve better from billion-dollar studios? Let me know in the comments. Did you ever play Warzone Mobile? Did you spend money on it? And have you tried Delta Force yet? Let's start a real conversation, because maybe if enough of us talk, next time they'll listen. I will catch you guys again whenever I catch you guys again. Until then, bye-bye, take care, and hope you have a great one.
What the fuck?
Target down!
Let me get up.
Let's go.